because of the killings and the unrest. So I'm hoping that his visit too would actually douse the tension, and his visits would be a form of reassurance to the people of Plateau State. This is a good move. Hopefully, all of what is going to say there is not just going to be all talk. There is going to be talk and do, within it. I'm just saying. All right, so still on the Guardian newspaper, ADC yet to receive official communication on Max removal from INEC portal. So there's a lot going on in ADC right now, and the INEC safe, and right now ADC is like the biggest oppositions, they have. So a lot is just going on there. Okay, so let's head on to this day newspaper. On this day, one of the headlines is Bayelsa set to inaugurate Independent Power 630-meter bridge door carriage road project. So this is coming from Bayelsa State. So it be like say plenty states now want to do their own power, because I think there's somewhere down that I read that even Lagos State too. And the other day we're talking here with Fumi that this other Ogun states now say want to start looking for means of producing. I think it was with Emmanuel and Fumi we did this. Ogun State now wants to start finding means of giving power to the people. How much more Lagos is something that Lagos should do, take you from this. And then I read in one of the papers that Lagos is actually on the way to do this. So it be like since people come up for that, for people be like since Asoro come out for the grid, a lot of others are just looking for means of how to provide power for their own and see how it can be sustainable, because that's another thing, that's another conversation. It's not about after starting it, then 2 years 3 years down the line, all of those things are nowhere to be found. All right, let's head on to the next one. On this day, federal government declares April 3rd and 6th public holidays for Easter. Okay, so happy holiday in advance. Well, now we go day here. We day here. So there is no holiday for the wicked, but we are not the wicked ones. We just happen to be in this field. We are not the wicked ones. We just happen to be in this field. All right. So yes, those are the headlines coming from this day newspaper. So gear up, get ready. Tomorrow is rest day. Monday too is rest day. So you all got to resume on Tuesday, and once you resume, no public holiday again till Workers' Day. I think that's my first year, Workers' Day. So even that one safe public holiday. I'm not even so sure about, but anyway, Trisha, because I know some people don't already do their public holiday calendars. All right, so Moku, heading on to Daily Trust. Lassa fever kills 50 in Taraba. Can we do something about this Lassa fever? Because it's like is a worm gradually eating our people, and it's more like nobody is taking attention. Nobody's attention is going to this. Is Lassa fever, and there was one I read yesterday. What's the name of that one too? Is it meningitis, if I'm not mistaken? I can't even place it. But yeah, Lassa fever is killing people. This is in Taraba, and I think just day before yesterday we read a good number of people that Lassa fever too was killed. I think in a different state. I don't know. We need to actually pay attention to this, because it's getting too much. It's actually getting too much. I just hope that we're able to, give a good amount of attention to this so that we're able to curb this. I mean, I just hope that the NCDC are doing something about it. Okay, because you don't too much. Your person don't dey read about this thing. All right, heading on to Sokoto now. Still on Daily Trust. Bandits kill 2, abduct 11 in Sokoto village. Kunganiba? Kunaganiba. So that is me saying that Shibuna they see, una they hear, Abi. Ana water ga water, as Hausa people will say. Did they do another one? Say another one. Eh? Okay, maybe from that Plateau State, let the president just move to Sokoto. From there, maybe go to Kwara and go and see what's happening in Kwara. From Kwara, maybe go to Kaduna and go and see what's happening in Kaduna. From Kaduna, maybe move to other places. Maybe once you go around because of insecurity and see how it is really affecting the people, then maybe just maybe, we'll see real decisive action being taken on all of these um, you know, bad ones we have amongst us who can create a life, but that then sabi take am. They no go even think twice. I don't know how we, behave that in that manner. Yesterday I can remember was it yesterday was Wednesday. No, on Tuesday when Ademi was saying that even he himself he cannot even stand to see blood. Once he see bloods like this, his mind is going gaga, let alone to, unalive another human being, like a full grown human being. Where our conscience day? Ah, hmm. Okay. That's coming from Daily Trust. Let's head on to Vanguard. All right, right about now, it's about 14 minutes to 8 right here on your Women Radio WFM 91.7. Do well to be a part of the conversations. I'm just going through the headlines. Do well to be a part of the conversations by dialing 07000 917 917 or 09155 917 917. Do well to send me WhatsApp messages to 070 317 56537. So any of the headlines that gets your attention, please do well to call in and let's get to hear from you or send us WhatsApp messages. All right, so our analyst for today is unavoidably absent, so it's just me and you. It's me and you for this morning. So call in and let's get to any of the headlines this morning that gets to you. All right, so we're done with Daily Trust. Let's head on to the Vanguard. On the Vanguard newspaper, ADC rejects INEC's interpretation of appeal court ruling on its leadership. All right. So this is another back and forth, going on in ADC within themselves. So, there's just a lot as regards to the leadership of the party. So, let's see how this gets to unfold because, I mean, by June, July, towards, mid this year, or end of this year, we get to see a lot of maybe campaigns going on. We get to see a lot of activities as regards the elections coming up in 2027. Hello, good morning. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Watching where you're calling from? All right. So I'm not sure that call was for us. Yes, I'm not sure that call was for us. But hey, do you want to be a part of it? Oh, all right, our analyst has joined. I thought, she wouldn't be able to join today. Good morning, Timbo. How are you today? How's the week been for you so far?
Good morning, Rose. That's $1 million question. It's been so hectic, and I just forgot. I
Oh,
woke up
wow.
early this morning. I just forgot. And then I just took my phone a few minutes ago, looked at my WhatsApp messages, and I said, "Oh my God!" So apologies for that. It's been really, really overwhelming for me over the past 1 week or more. So I
Oh,
do apologize, but it's great to be here.
all right. No wham, as we'll say, no wham. Thank you very much for joining. So, all right, that's the voice of Symbol analyst for today. I honestly thought she wouldn't be able to join us, and now she has come and she has confessed to us how week has gone so far. All right, so let's quickly run through the headlines and then we come back and get to hear from our analyst. Okay, so we're live on YouTube. Do you want to join us live on YouTube? Um, okay, so let's head on to where were we? Okay, on the Vanguard. Now, Shatima to launch first varsity pods in Abuja at Unilag. All right, so those are the headlines from the Vanguard. Let's head on to Premium Times. Tension in Jos as Mufwang relaxes curfew without adequate security deployment. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. What thing happen just between Sunday night and Monday morning. What thing happen. Now you go visit them, you carry armored tank. You go visit. Somebody's laughing. You you go visit them inside armored tank. And inside the armored tank, sef, now only half of your body show. And that half of your body gone serve, you still have your DSS, your security people, your detail, all of them. They hover around you for where you just chook neck come out on top of the armored tank where you they address your people. That one you do finish, you waka go. After you waka go now, you put curfew. The curfew no reach here and there. You can't go lift curfew. I know be say you deploy security operatives everywhere, at least to reassure the people. Say, ah, yes, so you they work on this. And you, do, you just relax curfew and then you leave people like that. You know, no say your own state is a very fragile one. At least from history, you should know that Plateau State is like a it's like holding matchstick and matchbox. Anything will make them cross path. Anything fit just happen. And yet you just I don't know. You just get as it be. Um, all right, so let's head on to the next one on Premium Times. INEC freezes ADC leadership recognition amid court disputes. All right, INEC freezes ADC leadership recognition amongst court disputes. So, like I said, there's plenty issues as regards the ADC leadership, and these people are supposed to be the strong opposition that we have. All right, that's supposed to come up, with a strong front, come together, be united, and show us that yes, this is an unformidable force. So that even if you have people who believe in them, believe in what they want to do, if you have people who really want to follow them, and see that 2027 is good for them, then this is not what you want to be telling those set of people. This is not the kind of front you should be pushing out. I mean, una just do this ADC from coalition, una turn out to political party. People from different political parties can't they join una, before they even leave the other parties. They can't join una steady, una hold ground. But now una can't they get one faction, one this one kilo day. How many people can grow? So at the end of the day, like I would always say, the same people and them they rotate everywhere. So how what confidence do we have that when you come you do anything better than who is there right now? Because all of them are the same, from ADC to APC, from APC to PDP, from PDP to this one, then and kilo day, the same set of people. And now there are leadership issues, and INEC is coming in between, and a lot is just going on. So where's the confidence for those that I'm just saying? So if you be ardent ADC person, waiting how this one now they do you, like how does it come to you? It's like people in PDP or the people we remain for PDP. Make I use that one because how many people now remain for the PDP? They're not too plenty governors don't come out, plenty House of Rep members, house, even state owned, Senate and all. They don't move. But there's just a lot going on in all of the political parties. But time will tell. Time will definitely tell. All right, heading on to the Nation newspaper. NAFDAC alerts Nigerians on fake Cerelac product on sale. Ah, God, that big. Cerelac, oh, fake one. Yeah, we just have a lot we're dealing with in this country. Oh. Plenty. Okay. FRSC appoints new spokesperson, zonal commanding officers in major shakeup. But come on, wait, oh, ending of last year, Sumbo, maybe they did recruitment
Mm.
for different military parastatals. Up to
Mm-hmm.
today, we have not seen them call the people that have actually passed the online test they did, because I know of some of my people who actually did that, went through that recruitment process, registered, and they were called to do what do you call it, exams. Yeah, they were to pass, to do a test online, and they went through so after that test, like this, up to today, oh, this is 3 months after. We never
It's
still
still
hear,
working.
never see
It's a
anything.
work in progress.
Work in
They are
progress. Igbo. What is the hope of the country for crying out loud? Yeah,
Abis KIV keep in view.
yeah. As I just finished
Nigeria.
FRC, now I remember say, I guess some of my people wait that time, they just say, Auntie Rose, help me, oh, how I want to do this one, how I want to do this one. What if they say, Mona, calm down, Mo, do this thing. So I even helped them through some of them. Say, I was one that instead of to go to a cafe, I just told them, no, bring your papers, we'll do it at home. So we
I,
bought data,
I,
we
I
did all
I
of this things at
think
home.
even recently I've still been seeing some, adverts for applications
Ah,
into, yeah, yeah, into some of these military arms. I've seen recently, so that's why I say, well, it's work in progress. They will be ready when they are ready.
but elections on there around the corner. Who won't give them attention again?
Ah, well,
Because even their organs now are probably working for people that will favor them when they get into office.
and naturally now, that's the way it runs
Ah,
here.
so so who can give that recruitment process attention?
That's the way we've always worked in Nigeria. This one is not different. They will find a way of getting it done, or whether it is done with the spirit of excellence or mediocrity. That's another thing. Or they will get it done somehow, sometime.
Hey, oh
And
girl.
then sometimes again, they go quiet on these things. They would have recruited their own people that they want, and then
Mm,
you won't hear anything again. I mean, that happens a lot in Nigeria. Adverts will come and all of that. People will turn in their applications, and that will be the last you will hear of it. And if you have an opportunity to get someone to ask within, they will tell you, oh, I mean, that's been done. We've already gotten the people we need. So
hmm, it's all right. That's how one of my sisters who did the exams and all of the tests and all for NDLEA. I think she wasn't called till I think about a year later. She herself thought that she even forgets that she
she
write
has
that exams.
forgotten,
She
yeah.
she went on with her business until she got the call to come over. I think it was an email they sent or something like I can't even remember how she even. Oh, all right. It's all good. So let's head on to the next one on the headlines. Remember, we're still going through the headlines. Let me just quickly run through them. Okay, so that's coming from the nation. The cable says Atiku visits Kwankwaso in Kaduna, says it's time to unite, restore good governance. I hope that it's about the ADC. Mokol of now just come together and know what to do. All right, uni just evacuate students from hostels after plateau attack. All right, so this is University of Jos trying to safeguard the lives of their students. So I'm just hoping that for all of the students, and this actually takes me back my mind back to when I was schooling in Jos in secondary school. We have a lot of secondary schools in Jos, a lot of them who are boarding, yeah, a lot of them are boarding schools. So because I went to a boarding school, there are a lot of them are boarding schools. So with all of those insecurities, and mine was just in front of there was a rock, a big rock behind my school. I mean,
Mm.
there is still a big rock behind my school. So I'm just imagining now with all of this banditry, all of this, should be that time now. So if we just did, and then they'll just come back us because from there, they'll just carry us over the rock. And from over the rock, only God knows what is there because we've never even gone over the rock. So I'm just imagining a lot of things. Anyway, God forbid. I just pray that, God helps us to keep our children safe. On Daily Post 2027, ex-Oyo Council boss Sharafuddin dumps PDP, declares interest in reps raise. Youth student block Benin Lagos Expressway to protest economic hardship in Nigeria, finger former governor. All right, so this is another protest we're seeing in Benin, Lagos. I think the other one that still happened this week was about I think the fuel or high cost of transportation. High cost of transportation. That's what they were talking about. So on the Tribune, police apprehend four for alleged human parts trade in Lagos.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm.
That has become a thriving business now, unfortunately.
It just be like make I enter market buy meat come out.
I know.
Wow. Oyo expands oral health care and integrates services into antenatal program. All right, this is good because I mean a lot could actually go on for in a woman's body. There's some that once they get pregnant like this, their gums is no longer the same. Their teeth quite it's not their own again. In fact, Shabi, it was just yesterday I was seeing a video of a woman who got blind after giving birth. So treatment a bit given here and there. It could actually be a lot for women. Oh, God
Pre-
will help you.
pregnant- yeah, pregnancy leaves its toll on women, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, some women don't have it so lucky. I also have a dear friend who, it was like all her teeth just fell out,
Hey.
and she has to wear, those artificial stuff. So I mean, I tell people, for me, after I'd given birth, it was my ankle that just shrunk.
Yeah.
So sometimes you see all kinds of things. I'm grateful for mine that is not as bad as others, but I do feel for people who have to go through such extreme situations just because they went into childbearing, and then of course, as we always say, mothers are not appreciated even enough. Even as people shout that, oh, how many days do we want to have for the celebration
Right.
of
But we're
women?
finding it to be hard to
Oh, can you hear
hear.
me now? That's your people now. That's network.
Mosha.
Hey, nothing works here. Can you hear me better now?
It's still going low
Okay.
and
You
coming
know
back.
the way we do it. We have like 1 million network providers. So let me change to another one. Go on. While you do that, I will change to another one and see.
All right. So, while you do so, let's quickly finish up on the headlines for today. Now, pen pushing, Abayomi Sayaolu re-elects chairman, Ogun State Interparty Advisory Council. Another one says 30 students hospitalized after exposure to toxic chemical in Ogun State. Now, this is worrisome, really worrisome. I hope that the governor gets to do something about this. And, all of the health personnel in Ogun State put hands together to see how, they could stop the spread of these toxic chemicals so that we don't have more students in the hospitals, and not just students, but a lot of people also who could just be exposed to this toxic chemical. So hopefully, something is being done on this. All right, so those are the headlines this morning on the newspaper review right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. So this is about 3 minutes past 8 right here on Women Radio. Now do well to dial the number 07000 or 08155 917 917. Let's not forget the WhatsApp lines 07031 756 537. Okay, those are the numbers to send us WhatsApp messages, or 08155 917 917. So yeah, let's get to hear from you this morning. What's your take on any of these headlines, or what you really want have in mind to talk to us about this morning. Okay, so now let's head on to one of the headlines that we'll be talking about. Hopefully, we're able to cover at least two of the stories this morning. So, um, Plateau killings. This is coming from the Vanguard. It says Plateau killings were yet to identify attackers, says Governor Mutfwang.
Most
Hey,
fun.
Major Mutfwang, yeah.
Most fun.
So it goes on to say that the Plateau State Governor on Wednesday, that was yesterday, said that the state and security agencies are yet to identify those that carried out the Sunday killing in Ang- in Angwan Rukuma, that's in Rukuba, in the state, and their motives for embarking on such a barbaric act. The governor disclosed this while fielding questions from journalists after meeting with the president at the presidential villa. He said the governor said he came to brief the president on the measures taken so far by the states. According to him, What happened on Sunday evening was quite unfortunate, but the situation has been brought under control now. We've been able to evacuate uh, corpses to the mortuary. Some families have already buried their dead ones. We imposed curfew, which we relaxed this morning, Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. But unfortunately, this morning, there were some looters who tried to disrupt the peace again. But I'm glad the security forces working together were able to calm the situation as at 12 this afternoon. And so presently, the situation is well under control. All right, so it just goes on and on and on. But my own is that, and while we're looking at this, is that are we? It's like sometimes they think that we don't have intelligent people in this country. I don't know, but it can't be like say they just they play us, so just they do us, they just they bobo us. They go. How will you sit down and say you cannot identify the attackers? How will you sit down and say, oh, you don't know where the attackers are coming from? How do you sit down and say, oh, you're yet to, you know, you are yet to identify those that carried out the killings and their motives behind these barbaric acts?
Rose, it's a shame, really, and beyond that, it is highly disheartening. And for me, I think the plateau issue strikes a deeper chord because the governor is a friend, and we had served together, and we had belonged to the Christian Corpus Fellowship, and he was our president. So it's somebody I know very, very well. And well, permit me to say, I also have his contact.
Hmm.
Um, I think that I began to feel uncomfortable from the moment he switched over and joined the APC. Uh,
Hmm.
well, because what do you, anyone would say, oh, it's for political survival. But I think that we must get to a point in this country when we go beyond our personal interest and really, sit down and think about the interest of the people that we govern. That's on the one hand. Now, this issue of the killings is sometimes I think that, people in government need to go through training on communication,
Hmm.
on how to communicate, with the people, with the citizens of your domain, particularly in times such as this, when tempers are high, when emotions are raw. There are things that you would say at other times that, people might not even notice whether it was, a good a word or not. But when you say the same thing at a time like this, you strike the wrong chord in people. So for you to have come out and say, we don't know where the attack came from, we don't know the attackers. Now, truth of the matter, Rose, is that this is something we've heard in Nigeria over and over again. I mean, what happened in Jos is just, what we have been experiencing all over Nigeria. And
Mm-hmm.
easily we can put it out and say, oh, terrorists. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Unknown bandits. We have a way of saying what he said without saying it the way he said it.
Exactly.
So they need training in communication, how to speak, when to just keep quiet and just say, oh, I commiserate, with the people, I'm saddened with, and all of that. Now, put that aside. I think for me, the core is Plateau State has always been a hot spot.
Yeah.
Detour a couple of states in the northern region and, of course, the middle belt. My position is, why do we always have to wait for these people to strike before we begin to run helter skelter? What happens to prevention? What happens to knowing that, oh, this is a hotspot? We deploy enough military personnel. When I say military, I'm talking of across the different military units into these places. I mean, guard our domain. Now the boldness with which this act has been carried out is scary because now they have come right into the heart of the city. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I understand that in front of the Unijust campus, another, deadly attack took place and all of that. Why do we have to wait until this happens before we begin to do something? And then you made reference to something as you were reading through the news in the fact that it was in armored car, the
Yeah.
armored vehicle. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't quite see that picture very well. I just browsed through until I read something, I think the narrative beneath it. And then I went and, expanded it and looked again. And I was like, oh dear, this is wrong. Because what are you trying to say? You are there protecting yourself while your people. My understanding is that if you are the captain of a ship, if there's a shipwreck or something goes wrong, that your first allegiance is to your passengers, okay, and you come out of the ship last. This man, there was this man, I think in the early 2000s, who demonstrated that. A pilot, he flew a plane, you know, and landed on the Hudson River in New York or somewhere like that when there was a crisis. This guy waited until every single passenger in that aircraft was out. When he saw that, he went back again and checked, and he did a double check before he came out. For that action, Obama gave him an award. It's something that I even put in a book that I wrote to demonstrate something. So that is the spirit. But when we have our own so-called leaders who are all about protecting themselves, seeing to their own comfort and leaving others, their citizens behind, it is, as far as I'm concerned, it is wickedness, it is unfair. And although this gentleman is a close friend, I'm not afraid to call him out.
Hmm.
I'm not afraid to call him out. And maybe even after this, I would send a message. I mean that, Oga, this one where you do, Richard. So it's a highly disappointing and disheartening for me. I think he could have done better. And I
Better.
do hope that this kind of conversations will get to him and it would, it would change course.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Sumbo, for your take on that this morning. All right. Let's pick this call. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning,
Good morning, Evangelist
good morning,
Dixon.
madam. Good
Good morning,
morning,
evangelist.
madam. God bless you. I've been listening to you. Nigeria matter. We play to, and we are the cause. If one Nigeria to change today, Nigeria will change. But it all depends on our government. So, I've been listening. Security in the north. Yeah, the north have been ruining us for long. After all the release, see, I'm not saying that happening is happening in the north. Because it seems as if we don't value like yes, some are happening in the south. It's not like what's happening in the north. Almost all states in the north. I think they keep killing nothing human being, no value human being. At the time I say when one person will give back to 20 children, that will what do you expect? And that can happen in the fight here. Because if you don't train your children, it will be a cost on you. He should do something. And I see the president will be pushing for. I listened to an interview this morning from the source. He said, yes, government immediately. And he said, the place is that the band between Christian and Muslim. This religion of the thing. And some of our religious leaders are not telling the truth. And some of us, we don't read the holy book. And then when they tell us to go and keep, when we leave us to go, let's just do it because we don't. That's the problem we have. So we need people, even from the security personnel, from the source, they say, where the security is supposed to cover, they cannot cover all. Because they are not many. But they say they try, they responded quickly. That's why we are not hearing another. Because I listen to them this morning. These state police are going on the Tinubu station. Downtown government should push it more. When we have state police, I don't think that they need command immediately. You see, that they are afraid of their own children are saying, they don't know what you are facing. Is it supposed to be so? Nigeria. What is it? Unless this matter, they say the people that is partnering them, they give room for that. See how they formulate. But one thing I give to them, see how to insult the police from one party we form another, see how we form, and there was no problem. How they just jump together, just because we get together and think how many months to the election. And tomorrow night, if they don't win election, they say they will have coalition to do. And sometimes let us look at the coalition, what they have done in the past. So, do that. Let us check their record, past record, before we draw conclusion. That's what I mean. So, governor, I think more money is going to the governor, and we can see now, yes, truly, some governors are doing so. Let's see the past. Some governors are trying. Yeah, it was not like that before. Since they remove this price or something, more money can pour is coming to the government. Let's give that. Now, I think many governors, they are doing something. And let's also, as I blame the federal, we also, the governors should do so. They are getting more money. They should be held accountable. If those people particularly listen now are being held accountable, so they are justice. Other people will learn. How is it going to stop? What people that they say that is sponsoring this, even the opposition where they're supposed to oppose, they are not opposing them. All this want to grapple. To do what?
Not opposed.
So here they're supposed to be accountable to be able to do something. We should learn to do the right thing anywhere. Where if you want a better Nigeria, you want this country, because look at what you are talking now. You know, from Granada we are eating palm oil. Most of them, Nigeria, we don't have conscience. We don't love ourselves. We don't love our country. And that's why we actually, we are talking about, we are talking about, look, okay, we are talking about, what are the houses? There are some good landlords. Because in my area, my 2 bedroom flat, now 3 million. How much is the salary? Yeah, is 10,000. So is it justified? The same house. When I passed to this, I told you I was paying the 13 naira for a room. Room about 16 naira. Flat was highest is 100 naira for one thing. The same house, nothing changed. It's now 3 million, 2.5. And tomorrow, Sunday, we gather for church. Hey, we are praying to God. After afflicting one another, do you know this to one another? I mean, I have Bible, I have Quran, I study. No religion. Anybody that kills a murderer don't know God, I'm not seeing God. God is watching us, so we go back to God and do it. And you should learn to do that so Nigeria will say, God bless you, God bless you, and then Nigeria will be grateful.
All right. Thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon. Let's quickly take up the messages we have, and then we'll get to hear from Sumbo before we call it today. Let's start up with additional Wasu from Ikorodu. He says, morning to you in the studio. President is going to Jos. He suspends his trip to Ogun State. Is better late than never. And I think they need to take security serious because whoever that was killed today will never come back to life. I use this medium to beg National Assembly to fast track the state police and if possible local government police, because from all indication it's like our leaders are profiting from this insecurity, which is not good for our country. And for ADC and David Mark, they know very well some people own this party before so the so the crisis expected. Don't blame APC or Mr. President. PDP failed as a government and also failed as an opposition. Atiku like hijacking party in 2023. He hijacked PDP when he returns from Dubai, and that's beginning of the PDP crisis. He has done same to ADC, and litigation is the result. This is coming from additional Wasu from Ikorodu. All right, Lucia God don't like Korodu says Nigeria is completely finished. Nope, I disagree with that statement. It's not finished. Nigeria will definitely be better. Okay, now to allow a weak opposition to thrive is too much to ask. Despite every governor defecting to APC, the ADC is the only opposition. Using the court to undermine the ADC will not go well for this country. It's a recipe for disaster. Lucia Jayi from Motonla Ikorodu. All right, let's see who we have here. This one is coming from Lekon Lagos. Good morning. APC government led by the president is scared of opposition. That is why using cash and carry INEC and judiciary to intimidate ADC party with the court judgment. For Amopitan, so far, he's showing that loyalty for the president. It's cash and carry objection. Now, mortuary, everybody gets agenda with their mercenary enterprise. He was brought in by the president to continue Yakubu's rigging legacy. The recent Abuja and Anambra election was a case study. He also said he is not sure of 100% free and fair elections, even though he wanted a trillion elections budget. It is not a shame. Is it not a shame? He even kept quiet when the president passed the Electoral Act too. For PDP, it's in a dead state because they left the cancer name, Wiki. Also, what do you expect Wiki is paying all of their money? Like they say, he that plays the piper detect the tune. And now that Wiki has built houses for your cash and carry judges and 300% salaries, it shows 2027 election is blowing in the wind. They think they have won it. Nigerians must resist the federal government and defend their votes. The future generations rely on it. Thank you very much, Lakon from Lagos. So, Sumbo, would you want to react to any of this? Because I mean, when you want to look at what's happening in ADC, and you look at states like Kaduna, and I think just a minute, let me get that state because I wanted us to talk about it, but time no even agree, time no go let us talk. So there's another state. I hope I never close that thing safe. Bauchi, yes. There's Bauchi, there's Kaduna, all of them promising to give the president votes. Kavasi, like, if we should calm down. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
Hi, Mrs. Oboli, good morning. Yeah, we can hear you.
Mm. Just we're happy Easter in advance.
Thank you.
Morning.
But it's looking like a bloody Easter already. May God help us.
Hmm.
Before she sums up her thoughts, I just want to ask a couple of questions. All the people canvassing for votes, how far now? Because I believe there's this proverb that says, is it proverb or this next the result of good job is not call you to pick up more jobs, not because you don't with hard work. Question number, you speak about the armor tank. You know, there are some animals that are like that is why they would in an armor tank. So let's just know that one. So I still can't find the reason why you would lift it without putting proper cushioning effects in place, sanctions to cope the dicey situation at hand. As I'm telling you, Namadeka is stranded in school. I've told them to go and pick her today until I have been picked up from school. I will not rest as a mother. I will not rest because you and I know that people are dying. First time they put curfew, but I never finish. Move to Angabe, move to Angabe. Make I not go bite my tongue this morning. You don't put anything there. What do you go commit curfew? Die again after the curfew. What do you want to talk about them? Including the couple that just got married. Was about to do his end of whatever. I didn't get on. Like, what is the issue? Because people are the vex, so boy, if you don't on the show, they like calm down. Number three, one minister of information of whatever parastatal is holding said that just killings, because that's the question I wanted to answer. He said just killings does not represent a collapse in national security. Please, Madam Simbo, just killing no represent a collapse in national security. I beg, what to call represent them? Number four, and that's what I'm going to drop finally. The reason insurgency, banditry, criminal elements strive unabated in plying their trade is because when they do this, their badness, they don't develop wings and fly on our car that they carry come. They are never caught. And because they're never caught and their faces are not splashed on the tabloid, you see another attack coming up. And the president is going there today. Fine and good. After that, which person the business good with it? And you say there's nobody has been caught. Then the spirit, then the ghost, then disappear come. I've been a rental ghost. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, my sister. How do I respond to all your questions? Some of them I didn't even hear very well. But you see, the executive summary of our situation is that we have a government that does not have the political will to tackle this thing. Unless we want to deceive ourselves. To say that they don't know them is a blatant lie, and it's even, gross irresponsibility. Kobe says that every time he goes to see these terrorists in their bush, he goes with a band of policemen. And so the question is, who assigns those policemen to him? And then he also goes with government officials to negotiate ransom and whatever. So this is a state thing. This is something the state is very much aware of. They know
Aware
the
of.
people. They know how to get them. Look, I do not believe that the Nigerian security intelligence is dumb. No, they have all the facts and figures. The question is, why are they not doing the needful? And that is the question on everyone's lips. Somebody did something recently that I listened to. It was like, look, Babangida annulled the June 12 elections. He came back and said, and confessed that Abiola won the elections, but if he had allowed Abiola to be sworn in, they would have killed him. And the question is, who are these people? You understand?
Hmm.
Jonathan came and said, look, Boko Haram was in his cabinet and all of that. And he also didn't have the power to deal with them. Who are these people? So there's a set of people in Nigeria who have taken over the government from Lagos to Kano. Who were the people he was going to consult with? Do you understand? There are people in Nigeria that are bigger than the government. They decide what goes on. These are the
Right.
people we need to fish out.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, time will not permit us, to really dig deep into this. But that, for me, is the crux of the matter.
All right. Thank you so much, Sumbo, for your take this morning. There is a lot going on that those in government would not want to open their mouth to say, and rather we would just be saying things. We'll just be saying a lot of things and not say anything. That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
We're just saying plenty things, but we're really not saying anything. That's what's going on. And like you mentioned, communication is key. You can come out and say things, and at the end of the day, um, funny enough, they know what they're doing. They cuckoo know what they're doing. Because as a governor, you will come out and say those things. Now you're saying those things not because you don't know what to say, or not because you don't know what these people are saying, but you're giving us big statements. So you're just saying it's just like throwing bone to the dogs. Oh yeah, you people should go and figure it out. That one concern on her. However, on our figure out is totally up to you. All right, so that's it for this morning on the Daily News Review. Tomorrow is another day, the last day of the week, and of course, it's a public holiday. So do want to relax and join us on the Daily News Review. And and of course it's going to be a good one for us all. So this is also wishing you a happy Easter in advance. Thank you so much, Sumbo, for being a part of the program, and to Evangelist Dixon and Mrs. Obuli, who called in, and to each and every one of you who tuned in and sent in text messages. Do want to have a great day. Stay with us. At 9 is the news. At 9:05 it's Highlands right here on Women Radio. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Good morning.